You know what they say, you just can't keep a good guy down. Welcome guys to another edition of the Horror Guru. I'm sorry that I've been gone so long. I've had stuff going on in my daily life that I've been trying to work with on top of just dealing with life. Anyways, back to what we came here for in the first place. I thank everyone that still stayed, that still follows, that still goes and watches my reviews. If you haven't yet, please do make sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button on the videos you check out, comment them, where I'm willing to take any kind of criticism or anything. I just appreciate you guys being here and enjoying my reviews. So with that being said, with the grand opening, again, you can call it the grand opening of the Horror Guru channel, we're going to start off with one of my favorite things, and that is indie B-style horror movies. Now, this movie just came out in 2023. There's actually two of them. We'll get into that in a minute. But I'm going over The Third Saturday in October, Part 5. Now, it's Part 5. However, this is the first movie. So what they really did was one of the things that I liked is they kind of took almost like a Star Wars approach, because remember, Star Wars started with episode 4 and then 4, 5, 6, etc., etc. Well, they did something a little bit different with this movie. It's a slasher kind of movie, and it's also a throwback. So this is part 5. Now, this one takes place in the 90s. The second movie is actually part 1. That takes place in the 70s. We'll be going over that with the next review. However, I just wanted to get into that just to clarify it so people didn't get a little confused. So yeah, The Third Saturday in October, Part 5. It's a slasher movie. It's about this guy, Jack Harding. He was a killer in the 70s. He killed a lot of people. He got put on death row, and he came back to life. He's in a sense immortal. And what he does is, this takes place in a small town in Alabama, and he goes on the third Saturday in October, and he goes on a killing spree because there's a lot of gatherings going on, because it's the I looked it up. I am not big on college football, so I don't really know much about it. However, that seems to be the thing for this movie. They have the Alabama Mobile Seahawks versus the Tennessee A&M Commonwealth. Now, that's what's important, because there's a lot of people gathering for these games. So that's kind of when Jack Harding goes for his kills, and he goes and he'll go to random houses, he'll go on the street, he'll do whatever. When I tell you this guy does not care, this guy does not care. That's one thing that I did actually like about him. This movie is about an hour and 30 minutes long, so pretty good runtime. And this one takes place in the 90s. So you have Maggie, who's babysitting this kid, PJ, and PJ wants to go and hang out with Maggie. Maggie puts her down to sleep, and she's supposed to be going to next door to go watch the football game. Anyways, PJ convinces her to come. They go to the gathering together, and from there it starts spiraling. And you have Jack Harding, who is kind of taking people one by one in a way. What I really do like about this movie too is it is a old school vibe. It's got the slasher kind of vibe to it, where almost like a Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, even Leatherface to a degree. It's good as in it's mysterious, but at the same time, like, you kind of have a feeling what's going to happen, because of, if you're an old school horror fanatic, you just kind of know. So yeah, that's the overview of part 5, which takes place in the 90s. He goes into this house, and he starts taking people off one by one, torturing people. He gets comedy out of it in a way. It's funny, because this is a character that he doesn't have a lot of backstory to him, but you can tell that he's kind of a sick person. He's just somebody that when he was alive was just not right in the head, and now that he's the living dead, he's even worse. He's got this mask that he wears that is pretty cool. But with the mask on, he laughs. He laughs, which is kind of weird, because when he don't have the mask on, it's kind of just nothing. You get more of a Michael Myers vibe. So, anyways, one of my favorite kills, and this is without spoiling anything within the movie, within characters or anything. One of my favorite things is he tortures this person with these giant scissors, in a way, and he's got the person tied up on the bed, and he starts chopping their toes off one at a time. And I thought that was pretty interesting. Like I said, I love the little tidbits of it. So, anyways, my pros I got for this movie were I put the old school style shooting, meaning it's not crisp, it's not supposed to be, it's not supposed to look like a 2023 movie. This movie looks like it was filmed in the 90s. It's got that aura to it. I really liked that. I like how they keep with the vibe of whatever year they're at. The kills, I put the kills as one of my favorites as well, because for a horror style B movie, this was they were very original kind of kills. Like I said, you had the scissors, you had a screwdriver, you had a couple different things in the movie that make you go, whoa, like that, I didn't see that coming. It looked professional. I put that as another pro for me, because you don't know what you're going into when you watch these indie movies. You've seen some of them that look like they've been filmed on an old camera, so this one, like, the style was good, but also it looked professional. Like, it looked like it was done in a studio. And the last pro that I actually put was how I said before, part 5 I really like, because they're filming this as the lost tapes. Now, what I liked about that is because you have room to grow. So because you started with part 5, and then the second movie is part 1. So now you have 2, 3, and 4 that if the movie picks up and it gets well-received reviews, they can keep going and they can just continue the story. And then they can continue it maybe into a 6, a 7, a 8. I'm thinking way too far ahead. But I really liked that originality of it, of you have one movie here and you have another movie way down here, and yet they're the sequel to one another. The cons, I guess the only con I would really put for this is the backstory of the characters. You don't really have a lot of. You don't get a lot of who these people are. But when you're watching a scary movie, that's not really what you're looking for in this kind of movie, because it's, like I said, it's a slasher. It's a throwback to the old school monster in a suit kind of movie. And that's really it for the cons that I have. I try not to be too hard on the indie movies, because I know that they go through their budget, issues and everything. So I put that into all my reviews. I put that into my how I decide to review them. So anyways, guys, this was my review on The Third Saturday in October, part 5. I really enjoyed it. You guys should check it out too. It's not on any of the platforms right now for free that you could pay on. But I think if you type it, I think it might be on YouTube. So one of the movies you can buy on YouTube, or Vudu, maybe one of them. Anyways, you should definitely check it out. Give it at least a watch. And anyways, we'll be back tomorrow for part 1, so we can get the full story about it. And if you guys haven't yet, do make sure to like, subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace.